Hey, watch this clip. This clip was on Instagram. I think it made its way to TikTok. It's probably all over the internet now, but it was on my feed. I think I did a screen recording of it. And this is a prime example. This is like, I know it's happened to people, you maybe, me, not necessarily this particular situation, but some situation where you had a lapse in judgment. You had a bad idea. And in addition to that, going forward and terrible execution, which in this particular situation leaves car buyers with deep regret after it's all too late. And I'm not just talking about this front of this Lamborghini Huracan, maybe it's an Evo, I'm not really sure, getting the front bumper ripped off and trying to back down off this trailer, which...
There you go, slow.
Good. Plastic. Nah, don't worry about the plastic part.
No, it pulled. Can you go forward like very... There you go, slow.
You gotta know how to transport these cars and take them off the trailers. And actually, I saw this guy with a Z06 cat delete, but he had the aluminum gravity tilt trailer with the ramps, and it's just like perfect. I'll see if I can find that clip and show it to you guys. I'm also gonna see if I can find where I asked Elon Musk, I sent him a message or a comment or a reply on X, and I said, hey bro, are you gonna put the turn signal stalks back on the Model 3? Because we went to go check out a Model 3. I was gonna buy one for my daughter as her first car, and nobody was really feeling the turn signals on the steering wheel. But besides that, we liked the car. And then the new Model Y, I guess Juniper refresh, came out, and guess what? It had turn signal stalks. So I hit up Elon. I was like, "Hey, you granted the 3 without them, you'll figure it out. You'll get used to it. It's kind of like how people like to hate on the Squircle of the C8 or C8 in general. They like to hate on the Squircle, but completely ignore the fact that most reviews ignore the fact that Ferrari has been running Squircles for quite a while. No one's had any issues or any complaints that I've ever heard. Granted, Ferrari also, part of what we discussed yesterday and how I'm not a huge fan of Ferrari's infotainment setup and putting everything on the steering wheel. They did that, and they had turn signals on the steering wheel, but it's a Ferrari, so I guess it gets a pass. And so I asked Elon before if he'd reverse course and try to make customers happy and potential buyers more likely to pull the trigger and put the turn signals back on the Model 3, and he must have just been too busy, so he never responded. But I actually thought about it just the other day. I was like, wait, Tesla's not, top tier. Tesla's pretty cheap, okay? Tesla's good, it's not great, it's okay. Quality is improving, but odds are it's a parts bin. So the steering column components for a Model 3 and a Model Y, especially both being a refresh, have to be very, very similar, if not identical. I don't know the part numbers to confirm that. I'm not even sure if Tesla would even let you have those part numbers, but I felt like if the new Model Y had stalks for turn signals, then you should easily be able to retrofit those stalks onto a Model 3 if you really wanted to. And honestly, maybe you don't want to. Maybe it was to incentivize people to not even have to touch the steering wheel and get full self-driving FSD, maybe. But I just thought the other day of how it couldn't be too difficult to do that retrofit from a new Model Y column to a Model 3. And now I come across the latest news. I'll put it on the screen. Yeah. But oddly enough, the China market is more important than US. Why? Why is that? Maybe it's because BYD and Xiaomi are putting way too much pressure on the Shanghai Gigafactory, and declining sales ignited this fire. But apparently now Elon is authorizing turn signals to go on to Model 3s in China. And if you already have an existing Model 3 in the US, or you plan to buy one, you could opt for turn signal stalks as a dealer factory installed option. Yeah. And while we're on the topic of Elon, EVs and declining sales, Rivian is fucked.
There's $100 million in revenue on the line for EV maker Rivian. According to the Wall Street Journal, the company could face a massive hit to its top line because the U.S. has relaxed its fuel economy rules.
I want to transition to this because Rivian is saying it's facing a $100 million hole after Trump rolled back fuel economy standards. Rivian, I've driven one. It's a good product, but boy, financially, they've got some real question marks.
It's a fantastic car. It's really cool. I haven't driven one. I can't afford one. They're incredibly expensive. But God bless the people who can afford one, right? But poor Rivian, their model was based on government mandates that were going to outlaw the combustion engine, tax incentives that were subsidizing your purchase of an electric vehicle, and then also these exuberant, these crazy standards coming out of the Biden EPA of CAFE standards, of tailpipe emission standards that were punishing their competition. So if your business model is based on the power of government coercion to get rid of your competition, then you don't really have a product, right? What you have is force. And so no offense to Rivian, but now that you have to compete in the free world, in the free market, and you're not as profitable, that's not the fault of the Trump administration. It's the fault of a lousy business model that depended upon government to kick your enemies to the curb.
Yet you built your business model on the sky-high dreams of a bunch of liberal idiots. So they're eventually going to get voted out. So good luck, no bailout. Daniel Turner, great to see you.
No, thank you.
Hey, but let me know what you think and more about this video, or anything you want to really talk about, because I'm curious if you'd like me to mix it up and include more of this car news, chat, talk, conversation, or if you prefer more of the lifestyle vlogs and whatever the hell I want to make type videos. That is pretty cool. It's got a lot of room in the back.
Very much like the interior two-tone.
It's got a lot of room in the back.
Yeah, it does.
But I mean, this thing is starting at how much? 95?
Yeah.
That thing's like 40 grand.
Yeah.